Toronto Raptors. At shooting guard, 6'4", number 14, Jacoby Walker. At center, 7 feet tall, number 19, Jacob Hurley. Outside, 6'2", number 5, Emmanuel Quickly. Starting at small forward, standing 6'8", number 3, Brandon Ingram. At 6'8" forward, number 4, Start. The head coach for your Toronto Raptors is Darko Rajakovic. Once again, give it up for your Toronto Raptors!
And now the opening lineup for Boston. Pritchard and White are their guards. Then there's Jaylen Brown. And it's Queta in at the center position. And for Toronto, in at the forwards, Ingram and Barnes. Walter out there with Emmanuel Quickly. And it's Pirtle in at the center filling out the middle. So, Greg, when you're in the first game of a back-to-back, how much focus slips into already looking towards the second game?
Well, from a player's perspective, not much. But from the view of a coach, it has to creep in some in terms of making sure you don't overplay your stars.
Now, here's Quickly. Back to Barnes. Just 5 on the clock. Here's the 3. Rebound Boston. Last time they met was in Toronto where they beat the Raptors.
And really brought an impressive physicality to that matchup, drawing a ton of fouls and, of course, went on to win it.
When a defense is under attack like that, it can get into their head and break their will. I think that's exactly what we saw.
It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I had a chance to catch up with Darko Rajakovic. We briefly talked about Jaylen Brown and what kind of defensive mindset you have to have against him, and he said we have to be willing to work just as hard as he is. We have to fight through every single screen, talk to one another, and contest every shot we can. Sounds like it'll be an all-out effort against Brown here in this one. Guys?
Okay, Allie, thank you.
A menace in transition. I love seeing Brown attacking like that.
Quickly looking it over. Here's Pirtle. A second chance effort, and that's 2 points on the layup.
Yeah, that's his bread and butter right there. That's where Pirtle wants to operate, right there in the paint in front of the rim.
Pass to White. Ingram against Brown. From deep. The rebound by Brandon Ingram. Toronto, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. GA now in year 3 under Darko Rajakovic. The Raptors are staying the course.
His contract runs through that season, and he's all in on developing these young players and getting the best out of them.
Here's Walsh, following the score by Jakob Hurley. Back to Brown. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Here's Pritchard. The putback.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Craig, he's ferocious when the ball goes up. Barnes outside. About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. For 3, Ingram. The rebound by Queta. The Celtics with the lead. Over in the corner, White. Brown outside. Hands it from downtown. Brown's got 7 points. And it's Barnes with the ball for Toronto. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
Yeah, it was all hands on deck. Helps to get points off the bench when you're on the road.
It was a total team effort, and let's give some credit to the front office. This is exactly what they had in mind when they put this roster together.
Now, here's Quickly. He picked up 15 points in their last win against the Heat in Miami. Hurdle with a screen on Pritchard.
And you know what, call it great defense or poor offense. Either way, they're limiting their scoring.
White finds Brown and finished off by Brown.
I mean, what a player Jaylen Brown has become. My goodness.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Near the three-point line, it's Ingram. And the jumper falls for him.
Oh, what a steady presence offensively and a very difficult player to game plan for.
Brown against Ingram. Out to White. Launches it. Rebound by the Raptors. Barnes passes to Quickly. Ingram outside. Pass to Pirtle. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. Brown down low. He's covered by Ingram. Back to Brown. To the wing right side. Walsh. A three-pointer off the mark.
I'm surprised he missed that one. He is a dangerous guy to leave open.
And Tim, an old-school big man, Jakob Pirtle, still more than valuable in today's game.
Well, there certainly remains a place in this league for centers who defend the rim, rebound, and set screens. He might not be flashy, but he's a winning player.
Here's Queta, and that one is hammered home.
And what a find by Brown, demonstrating a willingness to create for teammates.
And timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out.
Here starts the Raptors YYZ, which means we need you to get loud right now.
For Toronto. Sam Hauser's checked in for the Celtics. And Fernie Simons comes in for White. A minute 42 left to play in the first quarter. Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Thanks. The Celtics trying to keep that laser focus. Coach Joe Mazzulla said, quote, "The closer you are to winning, the easier it is to become distracted by things that you can't control, things that don't matter. Mindset, discipline, and mental toughness are what separate you." Back over to you, Kevin.
Stain dialed in. Hey, Allie, thank you very much for the report. And it's Simons missing.
And even without that three-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Celtics leading by 3. Pritchard feeling it out a bit. Hauser the pass to Brown. Back to Hauser. His three-pointers off the mark. Toronto's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. The Raptors shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
At the line for Toronto, Murray Boyles taking 2 shots.
shooting 2. First one falls for him. And Toronto making a change here. Barnes is checked in. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Boston's gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. Pass to Minot. 20 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Clock at 6. Three-pointer, Simon. And it's Murray Boyles with the rebound. Now, Dick. The 3. And he was able to put it up in time, but it doesn't fall. Jaylen Brown has been leading the charge for Boston. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Boston.
So far, they've moved the ball well, leading to open, high-percentage looks. Lots of assists in this one.
And how about the work they've done inside, just owning the paint so far?
We've got Barnes, and it's Dick in at the shooting guard position. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors. Simons has got the ball here for the Boston Celtics. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons.
A game they definitely felt they could win, and with a break here or there, they probably could have.
Yeah, these games come down to making big plays in big spots, and they just didn't make enough of those.
The Celtics shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe. Throw good, Simon. And when it comes to team building, GA, there's been a debate about whether the 2-star or 3-star approach is more effective.
Kevin, for me, I think it comes down to fit more than anything. It doesn't matter how many stars you have if they don't mesh, and if they're not comfortable in the role that's carved out for them on that respective team.
And that's why you don't want to foul a guy like him. He is going to make those free throws.
Here's Barnes. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Barnes, so physical inside. He can beat you down there as well.
Simon's on the wing. Dick defending. And the dunk by Boucher.
You know, he's smaller for the center position by NBA standard, but his leaping ability more than makes up for his lack of height.
Here's Murray Boyle. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. And it's Shed missing.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Outside Gonzalez. Pass to Minot. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Now it's a 5-point Boston lead.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Here's Murray Boyle. Boucher defending. Barnes screen on Simon. Here's Dick. No good with the triple. Boston leading by 5. Outside Gonzalez. Pass to Minot. Now, here's Boucher. Outside, Simon. Shoots over Dick. And it's Simon's missing.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Former dunk contest champion Anthony Simons. Greg, also a threat from deep.
Yeah, over half his shots coming from long range. I mean, he's not exactly a point guard or a lockdown defender, but if you need a bucket, that he can provide.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys.
And it's time to get let's move.
Here's our 2K leaderboard with the list of the teams that have been on fire from beyond the arc over the past month. In fourth, the Celtics.
Over the last month, that has been a big weapon for their offense. They have shot it really well from deep.
And so Simons will bring it up for Boston. Outside, White. Sweet touch inside from Brown.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Barnes outside to the middle. Here's Murray Boyle. And no good, trying to use the glass. Celtics leading by 4. Brown outside. That shot off. Some solid defense from Ingram. Quickly with it, and Simons picks him up defensively. That shot wide open. Diggs got 8.
And whenever Dick is getting a pass, if he has any chance to get off a clean jumper, you know it's going up.
And it's Simons missing. Toronto, they've gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Barnes kicks to Quickly. Barnes screen on Simon. A 3 from Quickly. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Outside, Simon. Over in the corner, White. Brown outside. Clock at 4. Puts it up from 17. Boston, no good that time either. Toronto's gotten half their shots from three-point range to go down in the second quarter. 3 of 6 from downtown. And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Hey, Derek White is an impact player, but is he a star in this league? White said, "I'm not into labels. I just know whatever the team needs, I'm ready to do it. And what does this team want from him?" He said, "Be aggressive, don't defer." And hearing that from great players, it just gives you confidence. Back to you, Kevin.
Truly an impact player. Thank you, Allie. Ingram outside. Pass to Dick. Barnes, screen on White. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
High, arcing shot. Rebound by the Raptors. Fast break, Toronto. And the dunk by Barnes.
How about Barnes on that one? He really got up.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two.
Get ready, everyone. You see yourself on the screen and you select your best move. Let's go. Oh, sit down. Let's go. Oh, that
making a switch here. Pritchard's checked in.
Substitution on the court.
Celtics trail by 6. Outside, White. Pass to Queta. The shot is good, and so is his shooting tonight. 3 for 4.
Love that look there, locating his teammate and creating an easy basket.
And here is Pirtle. Here's quickly. Pirtle with a screen on Pritchard. From 10 feet out, and it goes down 2 points. Pirtle's got the lead up to 6 now for the Raptors.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Back to Pritchard. Brown outside. Over Ingram. Brown, no good.
Yeah, this quarter has just been a struggle for him offensively.
19 seconds left to play here in the half. Quickly the pass to Abaji. A three-pointer is right on target. And now a 9-point Raptor lead.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
There's Brown with the 3. The shot that time, not on target. And so it's the Toronto Raptors ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And we'll be back with you shortly.
Greetings, Shaq, Kenny, and EJ here as we tip off the show with a look at our mid-season Eastern Conference standings.
Checking out Boston, they've underperformed thus far, but they're still tremendous. Now comes the hard part. They've got to tinker with the team until they find that championship recipe.
And circling back to the first half, things have not gone as planned for the Celtics.
Well, they obviously love the three-point shot, but tonight it does not love them back.
You know what, Kenny? When you love something and it doesn't love you back, time to move on.
Hold on, let me write that down. That'll do it for our show tonight. Thanks for joining us, and we'll send you back to Kevin Harlan for more hoops action.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, 1 half to go. If you look at Jaylen Brown, what a contribution.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
And that will be the biggest adjustment. They have to force the ball out of his hands, but that's a difficult challenge.
Starting off the second half, here's Joe Mazzulla's 5. The wing pairing, it's White and Brown. Then it's Peyton Pritchard. And it's Walsh in at the 4. Pass to Pirtle. Basket is good. The assist from Barnes. Barnes has got his 3rd assist on the night. And a player, Tim, who stuffs the stat sheet, Scotty Barnes.
Yeah, Kevin, he just has a great all-around game. But the thing I like the most, he's very unselfish. He will pass up a shot if a teammate has a better one.
Clock is at 3. Three-pointer, Pritchard. Alter pulls it in.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Pritchard against Quickly. A 3 from Barnes. The rebound by Queta. Queta's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Takes a 3. And Peyton Pritchard, good for 3.
Now, that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, and that's the effectiveness of the two-man game right there.
Now, here's Quickly. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. And the dunk by Pirtle.
And no hesitation that time by Pirtle. Never shy about scoring.
Outside, White to the paint. Here's Queta. And he says, right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Quickly kicks to Ingram. And it goes out of bounds. A last touch by Pirtle.
Now we get a chance to check out some numbers for Scotty Barnes.
What a run he's been on over the past few weeks. And he's among the top 15 in rebounding. Just a powerful presence in the paint.
And trying to muscle up shots against him is tough. His body type makes it supremely difficult. Just a dominant rim protector all season. And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup. Tim, if you could start a franchise with one player not named Wembanyama, who would you select?
I think I'd go with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander right now. When you look at his age, combined with the fact that I believe he is the single toughest individual cover in the NBA, he can just collapse defenses at will.
That is so well said. Would you pick a position or the player? How would you discern between those two thoughts?
I think the key for me is I want to take a guy who's going to make the decisions for me with the basketball in his hands. When you have a ball-dominant league with stars controlling the action, I want that one guy who I know I can pencil in high-level production every night.
And the dunk by Pirtle.
Well, among the many things he does well, that's one of Pirtle's major contributions. He's a great screen setter.
Right of screen. Brown kicks to White. With the crossover. The kick out to Brown. Pass to Pritchard. There's the screen to the inside. Pirtle with the steal. Down low. Barnes. A rebound by the Celtics.
Well, the defense was solid right there, but that's just a missed opportunity at the rim.
Brown, good.
And guys, really no surprise to see Brown flourishing on offense. He is just fearless on that end.
Ingram finds quickly. Barnes sets a screen for Pirtle. Back to Barnes. Fires the three. And Boston with the rebound. Queta's got 9 rebounds now tonight. White, left side. And there's a whistle that goes on Scotty Barnes. That's his first foul. Simons, he's checked in for Brown.
Substitution on the court.
Outside, Simons. 6 on the shot clock. Shot from the wing. Barnes grabs the miss. Barnes has got 4 rebounds now tonight. In his relatively young career, Scotty Barnes, GA, has played a number of positions.
Well, he's so versatile. He can be successful at a lot of different spots on the floor. A glue guy, you can plug in just about anywhere.
Now Simons. Following the three-point attempt by Scotty Barnes.
Nothing from the field to speak of so far. Pretty rough shooting night, and now it's affecting the entire team.
Quickly the pass to Dick. Here's Murray Boyle. He's covered by Pritchard. Nobody near Barnes. And the three ball is good. Barnes has got the lead up to 11 now for the Raptors. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
And another miss by Boston. And so it's Ingram who brings up the ball for the Toronto Raptors. And following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Bucks in Milwaukee. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Barnes, screen on Simon. Dick can't get it to go.
And, you know, he's a threat from deep, no doubt about it, but it just has not been there for him tonight. You might want to change your game plan a little bit offensively.
Nothing going his way this quarter offensively. Time to recalibrate.
Barnes against Pritchard. Active quickly. Dick wide open. Good on the triple. Dick's got 11 points.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shoot.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. Changes here. Now let's step back and look at the top passing teams in the NBA this season. The real stats, the real scores from the real NBA. The Raptors third.
And a team that shares the ball will create opportunities for the right player to score.
Celtics trail by 14. Simons with a screen on Dick. Brown inside the line. Boston again missing.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Here's Murray Boyle. Backed in off the glass. And the Raptors lead by 16.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
And they are just breaking the will of their opponent.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
He seems like he's moving okay, but clearly something isn't right.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. 5 to shoot. Toronto needs to get off a shot. Off target from three-point range. And so it's the Toronto Raptors in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And there have been two very different performances from these teams today. We get going in quarter number 4. We've got Brady Dick and Murray Boyles in at the 5 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. right wing. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Yeah, they got a little loose with the ball right there, but in general, they've avoided the big mistakes, and they're running away with this.
Celtics trail by 16. And here is Simons. Pass to Minot. Lets the three fly. Barnes grabs the miss. Barnes has got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's Shed. For 3. That one, no good.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
To the inside. Pass to Simons. Here's Hauser. Boucher with a screen on Dick. 3-pointer, Simon. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Diggs got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Shed. To the paint. Now here's Barnes. He's guarded closely. Unloads. That one wide left.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
That's his first 3 of the night. Maybe something to build on.
And the timeout called by Darko Rojakovic. Wants to make sure everybody's coordinated and intent.
Party time in the house. Get loud for your Raptors. One on deck.
For the Raptors. And a change for the Celtics. Kate is checked in. We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
I was able to listen in on what Darko Rajakovic was going over with his team. He told his guys, let's not waste this advantage. Hold on to it. Stay aggressive. Let's not give up ground. Coach wants to see his team staying strong out there, guys.
Thank you, Allie. Barnes dishes to Ingram. And it's good, 2 points. And the Raptors lead by 15.
Unwilling to let up, even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, he can taste a win right now. He's just trying to close it out.
Now here's Brown. No good from 11 feet.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Here's Shed. Buries the long-range jumper. Shed's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Dick against Brown. Pass to Simons. Here's Boucher. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Dick in the corner. Now here's Barnes. Three-pointer. Wow, through the contact, and that three almost went in, so he'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
First team foul.
And you can see teams have learned you've got to guard Barnes tightly.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Raptors.
Their accuracy in this one has just been on another level. I mean, the three ball keeps falling, and the defense just hasn't been able to run them off the line.
I really like their effort in transition tonight, constantly pushing the pace and then turning that into points.
Some changes for Boston. Walsh is checked in, and it's White for Sam Hauser. Good on the second free throw. So you can talk about the physical challenges, Tim, of today's game. One thing the players have a little easier, certainly, is the way they travel from game to game.
Well, there is no question about that. I didn't even get on a charter till the middle of my NBA career.
Oh, my goodness.
In the mid-90s. We were still flying commercial till that point, but there's no doubt travel is better for players. I think also some of the things they've added for guys like massage therapists and acupuncturists and even personal chefs, all of that makes it a little bit easier for today's NBA player.
Now, if we could do it for the broadcasters, that would really be a win.
Sign me up, Kevin. I'll be right there reclining fully right next to you.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control. Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And they just keep building out this lead. With each made basket, their confidence increases.
Now here's Barnes. Greg, one thing that doesn't show up in the box score, and maybe should, screen assists. They're a big part of the game.
Without question. I mean, the art of setting a great screen, I think, is underappreciated. Giving those guys their just due with the screen assist on a made bucket is, I'm fine with that.
Here's Brown, following the score by Jakob Poeltl. Brown the pass to Walsh. And a miss there on the triple. Here's Toronto. It's a 12-2 run here. Good pace. Here's Poeltl, and the dunk by Poeltl.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
It's a great game plan, and it's great execution. They've really been in the zone.
Here's Pritchard. Brown outside. Back to Pritchard.
2 minutes remaining.
Top of the key, and they pick up 2.
Peyton Pritchard.
And it's the Raptors' ball. They're on a 14-4 run right now. Pass to Walter. Barnes outside.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
So it's both teams making substitutions here.
Substitution on the court.
Jake with it. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Shed. Takes the 3. Simons with the defensive effort. Celtics have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Toronto.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win. And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Jakob Poeltl.
Well, he had a lot of success making plays for his team and breaking down the defense.
Here's Tillman, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam. There's 38 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Here's Shed. Boucher with the rebound. Simons has got the ball here for the Boston Celtics. There's 18 seconds left in the game. That one doesn't drop. Here's Murray Boyle. And so Toronto takes this, but by a big margin. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Along with Tim Legler, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you once again for being with us here tonight on 2K Sports. And as we leave you, we give you our player of the game, Jakob Poeltl.